Hello everyone and welcome. I hope you enjoy my review of this little spooky indie game called Inmost. Before I actually get into this game, I want to give a little bit of backstory how I actually got into gaming, because for me, before maybe 2 years ago, it was not really something that I would be interested in. Most of the gaming I could do was once in a while playing FIFA with my cousins, or I don't know, download some Candy Crush on my phone. But 2 years ago, I actually got introduced to Hollow Knight, which is a combat game, but it also has a very interesting story that got me really engaged, and it was so beautiful. Even though I was terrible, it took me a very, very long time to actually get familiar with playing simply, but it was so interesting and I was so invested that it kind of opened gaming to me in a new, different way, and that is why now I like to try even new games, like the one I'm gonna talk about today. What you get to see in the beginning of Inmost is this opening scene with this epic music, which is something I love. Hollow Knight also had a similar feature. The music was amazing, and I think I value that a lot because it's add a new spice to your gaming, so it's very important to me, and I definitely love that opening scene. So when we start the game, we actually get to play this little girl who's kind of trying to get out of her room. It's sort of like escape room puzzle type of a game, very chill. You need to find the stuff, solve those little challenges to get your characters where they want to go, find new tools, find the story behind it, and in the meantime, you get to be introduced to what is behind all of this as well. The world building seems to be very strong, and this pixel art format, the lighting, the colors, it all makes it look very spooky, as I think the game wants to be. The graphics is kind of very dark, depressive tone. In the first few moments that you're playing, you get the feeling that this is gonna be spooky, this is gonna be full of pain and sadness, and you kind of wanna know why this world, this universe is filled with all this hopeless stuff. It's really intriguing in the first sight. As we go into the game, we get to change the character. I mean, you don't choose what character to be, just the storytelling decides to change your character, and you turn to be this middle-aged man who, so far 1.5 hours into the game, seems to be having more playtime. I don't know if that would change. You kind of come to see what is really the enemy in this game, which seems to be some toxic matter that prevents you to go to places, or if you bump into it, you will lose your life. What makes this game actually more chill is that it doesn't feel like it's too much of a problem to have this shadowy figures in the game. I mean, even if you bump into them or get attacked by them, you don't lose much. You just go back to the last place you were standing or things like that. So your life is not really that on the line. It's just more about you solving the puzzles and exploring this universe. First NPC you get to meet is actually quite depressing. You kind of have to push them into the well, and you will feel very guilty about that, but seems to be that that's the only way to go through. Again, you don't have any combat abilities with this middle-aged man, so you just have to use whatever tool you have to get rid of the shadows or get past them. You sometimes get to see, I don't know if I would say flashbacks or flash forwards of these characters in some alternate setting with a narrator telling you a little bit of a story. The talk for now I seemed like it's about a higher being, some power, some light, but something has gone corrupted, and that's why this universe feels like this. It feels so dark and so gloomy. Again, 1.5 hours into the game, I don't really know the story yet. I haven't gotten into what's really going on, but it's intriguing. Especially I like the narrator, that's a little girl voice. It sounds very sweet, but at the same time very sad. As you progress, again you get to a new character, which is this white knight, and all of a sudden you have combat abilities, which was great to me because I was like, yoo-hoo, I can finally do stuff. I don't need to look for keys and I don't know, hammers or stuff like that. I just have a sword and I can attack this shadowy figures all I want. But I do not know at all what is the relation between this shadowy figure and the small girl or the middle-aged man. Not yet, at least. You move along and there's a few NPCs to talk to help them with some tasks, to solve more puzzles. There's a few scenes that they were more spooky than I would be used to or I would like to. I mean, I'm generally not a fan of scary stuff, so for me it was a bit of a screaming and a bit of funny laughters that I do when I meet scary characters. Help me! He got me back! But other than that, it seems to be quite a chill game, cozy for a winter night, so I definitely recommend it, and overall I think it probably holds a very strong story about hope and love and those themes that make those small little games sound so cute and lovable. If you would like to see a video about Hollow Knight, please let me know, and I would definitely love to talk about that game as well. I definitely recommend this game, and I don't know what happened in the end, but I'm hoping it's not as sad as Hollow Knight, but I get a feeling that this also gonna haunt me. So I wish you a good time and let me know if you play this game. Thank you!